This week on the I Remember Liking That Movie podcast.
I am sort of excited about watching Grizzly.
I'm excited to watch Grizzly. I just don't know if I'm going to be happy about it afterwards. That's the real question.
Yeah.
I can't remember a goddamn thing about it, but I remember being liking it.
Because nothing about this looks good. Not the acting, not the effects.
The deadliest jaws on land belong to Grizzly.
Oh, that looks fucking horrible.
So bad.
Jesus fuck. Wow.
Part of me is so excited to watch it just to see how bad it's going to be.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And another part of me is like, oh God, this is going to be rough.
Yeah, it's either going to be the longest hour and a half or the best hour and a half.
It could go either way.
Lights, camera, and action. Welcome to the I Remember Liking That Movie podcast. Remember those childhood movies you loved? We're going to watch them again and find out if they're still as amazing as you remember. Let's get ready to join Anna and Jimmy as they go back and watch those movies you remember being oh so awesomely good. Horror movies that scared. Comedy movies that dared.
Damn!
And action movies so preposterously ludicrous that they defied the laws of common sense. Now, here's your hosts, Anna Santos and Jimmy Coates.
So today we are going to take a look at Grizzly.
Dun dun dun.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Wait. 2 taglines on this poster. So dramatic.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get to the tagline. There's more. All right, get out of here, Grizzly. Okay, so it's 1976. The box office, 1976, May 21st, is when Grizzly came out. There's no information about the box office in 1976. All I could find out was the budget was $750,000.
Yes.
And it made $39 million.
Uh-huh.
Which the film became the most financially successful independent film of 1976, earning $39 million worldwide at the box office and breaking several other records. Halloween, 1978, broke the record 2 years later. So it was financially very profitable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, if you can see that, it didn't even make this list. This was the top grossing movies of 1976.
Mm-hmm.
Which number Rocky I got, Star is Born, King Kong, Silver, all these, I knew all these movies except number 2, which was called To Fly, and it made 86 million. It was a documentary.
Oh.
It was a documentary. Yeah, and I'm like, really? A documentary was the second highest? Wow, people were more intelligent back in this.
Well, you also got to remember there weren't really a lot of
That's true.
TV channels.
Yeah.
There was no Discovery Channel. You had to buy National Geographic. You had to go to the movie theater to watch documentaries. There was none of this. It's the documentary channel.
Yeah, that's
true. That.
Which now brings us to woohoo. Tale of the Tape. All right, Grizzly is a 1976 horror film rated PG and comes in at probably a thankful 1 hour and 30 minutes. Taglines. Yeah. The most dangerous jaws in the land. 18 feet of towering fury.
Of course.
18 feet of man-eating terror.
Accurate.
18 feet of gut-crunching man-eating terror. They just really ran with this 18 feet.
They were really holding on to the 18 feet.
This summer, the national park will be besieged by a killer grizzly bear.
That is not a tagline.
No, that's not a good tagline at all. That's not even, yeah.
Whoever wrote that should
Um,
be fired.
Synopsis. An enormous grizzly bear develops a taste for human flesh and begins to terrorize a state park. It's now up to the park ranger. I don't know if it's the penthouse pet. I think it's another ranger, but it
Mm,
might not be, to put a stop to the beast's deadly rampage. It's pretty simple.
yeah.
I'm not expecting a whole lot.
No, no. I don't expect subplots. I don't expect subtext. I'm expecting a bear in the woods
Yeah.
eating people.
Eating people and it being from 1976 very cheesily,
Oh,
if
100%.
that's a word.
It is.
Well, is it? Okay. So I hope he's doing it. Rotten Tomatoes. 11 critic reviews give it 45%. It is way ahead of House of Wax,
Uh-huh.
Leprechaun, Ghost Ship.
Interesting.
I'm suspicious though.
Mm,
And at a whopping 1,000 plus, not 100,000, not
no.
10,000, 1,000 plus, 31%.
Also interesting.
Yeah, there's no critic consensus on this movie. So
I
I didn't have a lot to go on here. I had better luck with IMDb. But anyways, basically it succeeds by lifting entire character types and story beats from Jaws, which worked so well for a reason, with a setting change that facilitates just enough newness to keep things interesting. This thing is littered with Jaws references
mm,
from critics to people that watched it. So I'm really curious to see how much they rip from it.
yeah.
As a drive-in level guilty pleasure of the most obvious and brainless variety, Grizzly is quite a bit of good, campy fun. A serviceable Jaws ripoff that was perfect 70s drive-in fare. Silly Jaws knockoff. That was the good ones.
Wow.
The meager plot follows the bear as it lumbers about, slicing up tourists, and not just to get their picnic baskets, pursued by a heroic forest ranger George and a naturalist, Jaquel?
Jekyll?
Jekyll? That's not
Yeah.
our penthouse pet. That's
No,
another.
it is not.
Grizzly is not only clumsily plotted, photographed, and edited, it is downright rude when it insists on showing us the bear lopping off an arm or decapitating a horse.
Ooh.
Ah, spoiler alert. Guess that horse isn't going to make it. Marked as a ripoff of Spielberg's classic Jaws, Grizzly certainly and desperately fails in its intent and overall. You can spot the similarities throughout it. Grizzly offers the bare necessities. Get it? Bare necessities. Needed for a B-level thriller, but not much beyond that.
Wow.
And then film critic Leonard Maltin awarded the film 2 out of 4 stars, calling it an okay ripoff of Jaws.
Wow.
A lot of Jaws.
Everybody's just saying the quiet part out loud.
Yeah. Like, I wonder if it's like it's the same script and they just replace shark with bear. 5.5 thousand user ratings give it a 5.2 out of 10.
That's not bad.
No. So we're going from 10 to 1. Jaws with fur. 10 out of 10. One of the finest nature run amok creature features. 9 out of 10.
Mhm.
Craziest PG rated movie I've ever seen. 8 out of 10. Good watchable movie, unless of course you expected Streetcar Named Desire. 7 out of 10. Classic bear exploitation. I had to put that one in. That was clever. 6 out of 10.
Oh god, that was
Bear
good.
exploitation. Decent low budget and appropriately cheesy monster movie. 5 out of 10. Late night guilty pleasure. 4 out of 10. Big Bad Bear in classic bad movie. 3 out of 10. A for effort, D for end product. 2 out of 10. Nothing works in this contrived movie. 1 out of 10.
I mean,
So there we have it.
what were people expecting in a movie called Grizzly about a
Yeah,
human eating bear going on a rampage? Like,
I'm expecting and hoping for a constant cheese level,
Mhm.
ridiculousness. I am not expecting Cocaine Bear at
No,
all. I'm the cheesier the better at this point for a 1976 movie.
I am with you on that, and I want all the cheese.
Now I'm gonna let you choose here because there are two trailers. There's a
Mhm.
1 minute trailer and a 2 minute and 50-second trailer. I can tell you that the 1 minute trailer in its entirety is part of the 2 minute and 50-second trailer.
You know
The
what? Let's 250 it.
250 it. All right, let's get ready for Grizzly.
Picture does not cater to fantasy. You will see nature's most savage man-eating animal. By its size alone, it can overpower and devour any human. Grizzly.
Hey, you got your head in the sand. We got a killer grizzly on our hands.
Scott, you're a maniac. Always we're running around in costumes. There are no grizzlies.
Oh, you
Let's go,
son.
Over 18 feet tall, over 2,000 pounds, the largest carnivorous ground beast in the world.
June?
Grizzly. Anyone is fair game, because this grizzly preys on the easiest food of all, man.
Listen, campers come in here, they leave food around, the bears get the smell of it, and that's it.
Well, this is different. This bum's eating his victims.
It's not just a camping ground, it's a feeding ground, and no one is safe. Any man, any woman, any child can be stalked by the most massive, foul-tempered, dangerous flesh-eater of all, Grizzly.
That thing seems to know what we're thinking.
The grizzly is an animal, Kelly. Don't give it human qualities.
See, he doesn't understand that we're dealing with a highly intelligent beast. When I finish with you, there's not going to be anybody there waiting to shake your greasy, bloody hand. You are finished, dismissed, removed. Up yours.
18 feet of man-eating, gut-crunching terror. The deadliest jaws on land belong to Grizzly.
Oh, that looks fucking horrible.
So bad.
Jesus fuck. Wow.
Part of me is so excited to watch it just to see how bad it's going to be.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like
And another part of me is like, oh God, this is gonna be rough.
yeah, it's either gonna be the longest hour and a half or
Or
the
it
best hour.
it could go either way. It could go
Even the
either way.
bunny was fake. The little
No,
bunny.
I was like, dude, not the bunny. And then I was like, oh, this is
And Jekyll was not a girl. So.
no. That was Richard's last name.
Yeah.
This is
Okay. So prediction.
I think I'm gonna hate it. Like a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks that way.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. I think I'm really gonna hate it. Yeah. I remember liking it though when I was younger. I do.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
trying to
very confused.
remember the last.
I
I
can't remember a
don't.
goddamn thing about it, but I remember being liking it.
Young, yeah, and
I was
yeah,
young, yeah.
yeah, because nothing about this looks good. Not the acting, not the
No,
effects.
no.
Like the bear, the actual bear, but you could see like when that paw came across swiping
Yes.
that lady when she's like, Julie? Oh, yeah, but again, yeah, I'm hoping, yeah, we might have a new,
We may have a new Steel Dawn.
yeah, you might be able to dethrone.
Dethrone Steel Dawn.
Yeah,
That'll be the real test.
yeah,
We'll come
that'll be
back
the
and be
real
like, "Was it as
shame.
bad? Was it worse than Steel Dawn?"
Yeah, so yeah, it's how bad is it gonna be? Is it
Yeah.
gonna be so bad it's fun?
Or is it gonna be so bad you wanna poke your eyes out?
Yeah, because this does not look like a good movie.
No, it does not. Not even a little bit.
Oh, all right. Well,
Yeah, well,
we're gonna go watch Grizzly and come back and review it. And I am sort of excited about watching Grizzly.
I'm excited to watch Grizzly. I just don't know if I'm gonna be happy about it afterwards. That's the real question.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Yes, we
All
will.
right.
It's intermission time, folks. So hurry, hurry, hurry. Step right over to our refreshment center for the most extravagant array of refreshment goodies ever assembled under one roof. Enjoy breathtaking, mouth-watering goodies. Everything from a snack to a delicious full meal. At our refreshment center, you'll find a large variety of goodies to satisfy your hunger, your thirst, or your sweet tooth. So hurry, hurry, hurry. Visit our refreshment center now. And now, on with the show.
So before we start, your initial thoughts.
Steel Dawn has not been dethroned.
No, I agree.
No.
No.
Still terrible.
Yeah.
But good terrible? Yeah, I'm gonna go with good terrible.
Yeah, my initial thoughts were okay. First, he meaning the bear,
Yes.
forced the two chicks that were obviously about to have a pillow fight that naturally would have evolved into a tickle fight and so on. He stopped the penthouse pet from showing her titties. This bear was a fucking menace. But for me, honestly, this movie was surprise after surprise, all horrible and all in good ways.
Yeah. I concur.
All right. I have a bunch of clips to go along with some stuff. I have some sound stuff. This movie,
It's a wealth of just goodness.
yeah. So how should we begin here? Should we just dive right into the
I say we dive right in with the helicopter pilot's little monologue about how if the government would just keep their noses out of it, we could keep that beautiful American nature for
that
the world to
beautiful,
enjoy. I
yeah,
was like, "Sir,
shot in Canada?
you're just coming out swinging."
Yeah. Well, he didn't hold anything back. That was Stover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was
Okay.
Stober.
Okay. So yeah, military veteran helicopter pilot and guide Don Stover flies individuals above a national park. He states that the woods are untouched and remain much as they did during the time when Native Americans lived there. Now, can I say, when I sat down to watch this,
Mhm.
I almost forgot I was about to watch a horror film about a rampaging out of control grizzly. That opening music made me think I was boarding the Love Boat.
Yes.
And just so for people who are watching or listening and have not seen this movie, I do have the opening. And this is the opening of the horror movie Grizzly from 1976. The Love Boat.
It feels very Disney.
Yeah.
Very, very Disney. Like, I was listening to it and I was like, why is this so happy?
And I was in a bad mood when I went to watch this until this That's when it says Grizzly on the screen.
Yeah.
And that's the
And
most
then
menacing it gets.
it goes back to Disney. I was so confused by this score because I was like, wait, first we start off with helicopter pilot because I think he comes in before the credits.
Yes.
Talking about how beautiful everything is and untouched and isn't it nice. It feels like a documentary. And then we go into this and I was like, are we in a Disney movie?
Yeah,
Like I thought
it's
there was just gonna be blood and gore and like dead peoples.
has
No.
that very it was it was something.
Oh boy, was this something. I was
Well,
confused.
I was because I was angry going in to watch it because I had to watch it on my computer. We have two big TVs and they were all being hogged by children.
God damn it.
And instead of arguing, I'm like, "No, you know what? It's Grizzly. I'll watch it on my computer. I'm not." And then I'm all mad sitting at the table with my laptop. And then this music starts and I'm kind of like, at first I'm like, and then I'm like,
Mm.
but yeah, it was not what I was expecting.
No, it totally made me like kind of bop along and I was like, this feels wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's nice. The music's good. This was performed by the
London.
Royal Philharmonic of London. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh my goodness. Look at you being fancy.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I guess they got them on for a good deal.
Yeah.
Okay, so after breaking camp, two female hikers are attacked and killed by an unseen animal. All leads in this movie are pretty good actors. Leads, I'm saying leads.
Leads, yes, and I agree.
Everyone else, not so much.
It was hilarious.
Which makes it awesome.
I know. The first thing, not the very first thing, but the owner of the lodge, my first note after the helicopter pilot making a dig about nature, first note after that was ascot and a pipe for the lodge
Oh
owner.
yeah, I forgot about that. That was awesome.
He was fantastic. And then my third note for this whole movie is acting is better than I expected.
Yeah.
Because that first little bit, everybody's like, I'm like, oh, you guys are good.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
this
they
is
didn't
fun.
concentrate on that in the trailer.
No,
No, they did
they
not
did
concentrate on the
not.
acting at all. They concentrate on the effects, which I think was the wrong thing to do. But
Definitely the wrong choice for them. But I was like, I was pleasantly surprised. I was like, this is nice.
now, was it just me? Because I'm going to show you a clip here. I do have a few clips. This movie was that type of movie.
Yep.
And I think I have a way of keeping us out of trouble. Okay,
believe
so
in you.
here's a clip we'll watch.
At last. I don't believe we're here finally. We must have walked 10 miles today. Oh, we gotta do something with this. I want to sit down and get out of these boots. Feel a lot better. What's that? There's something out there. Oh. Hey, you scared us.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
What can we do for you?
Stay out of trouble.
What kind of trouble?
Well, just don't take any unnecessary risks. This is a pretty tricky area. How long are you girls going to be up here?
Oh, we're leaving shortly, right after we eat.
Now, is it just me, or did it like seem like a 1970s porno was just about to break out?
It was not just you.
Okay, because
I was fully expecting nudity at that point. Like,
So-
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I was
So
expecting
was
someone
I.
to take off their shirt. I was waiting for the girls to get down to their little 1970s bikini underwear, like, but nobody did. And
no, it could have
that
been
was
a way
also
better
perplexing.
movie.
We can argue that till the cows come home. Either way.
Well, now that we talked about it, just bear with me with this scientific project. Let's watch this again.
Yes. Feel a lot better. What's that? There's something out there. Oh. Hey, you scared us.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
What can we do for you?
Stay out of trouble.
What kind of trouble?
Well, just don't take any unnecessary risks. This is a pretty tricky area. How long are you girls going to be up here?
Oh, we're leaving shortly, right after we eat.
That's exactly what I was expecting to happen.
Well, I was surprised that Ranger Tom did not do more flirting because he was like, just stay out of trouble.
Yeah. Yeah,
And I
he
was
was a
like, "Okay,
good-looking
this is
guy
where." Yeah, and I was but he also had a thing going with Ranger Gale.
with Penthouse Pet Ranger. Yeah.
Yes. Which was interesting because I was like, I didn't know who Ranger Gale was hooking up with. Initially, I thought it was Ranger Kelly, and then,
Well,
Tom's like, "Maybe me and you," and then it's like, "No, sorry," and I was like, "Wait, are you guys hooking up?"
it looked like when she first got the scene where she first drove in, it's like every 11 other dudes were just there waiting for her.
For her. And then she flirts with Ranger Kelly,
Yeah,
and I was like, "Oh, that's what this is," and I'm like, "Oh, so he's a dirty dog because I thought he was sleeping with the photographer, which apparently he is, or not. I don't know, because nobody does anything other than just, like, talk intensely to each other in this movie.
yeah. But this was a great 70s low budget kill scene. I mean, those women couldn't act at all.
No, they couldn't. The first death, Margaret was her n no, Margaret yeah,
Was it
Margaret was the
Margaret?
first one, yeah,
Yeah,
she was the
Julie
one
was the
wearing the red
second.
plaid.
Yeah,
So when she gets killed, I'm like, "Ooh, arm flying, nice."
yeah.
And then she goes down, and I was like, They did not pay the makeup artist well enough for this
No.
because, like, all the cuts and stuff, they look terrible,
Yeah, they were
absolutely
awful.
terrible." But I was like, "Cool, cool, whatever." And then when the second one who was she? Sally?
Julie?
Julie? Sure,
Julian?
Julie.
Oh,
The second one, when she goes running and then she finds that shack.
I have a note.
You have a note!
Yeah, of that too.
But that murder
Yeah,
was terrible, and
yeah,
I laughed so hard
yeah, I have it
and
here.
out
When the
loud.
second woman made it to the cabin and thought she was safe, I'm sure the director was like, "Look relieved. You're in a cabin, you're safe." She looked like she was getting ready to take a bubble bath on
For
her
real.
OnlyFans page
For real.
because she was, like, doing
She
this
was
and
no, it's also running through the look, I'm sure running through the forest can be very rough, and yes, she did get hit by quite a few branches. She should not have been that roughed up.
no, no.
Also, her shirt somehow managed to come apart even more,
Yeah, yeah, at least someone was thinking.
but still no titties. But it was funny because the actual death like, first, she also just watched the
Oh,
bear,
yeah,
like, tear apart the cat. I was like, "You realize there's a window on the other side.
yeah,
You can leave." But no, she just sat there and watched. And then the bear, like, swipes, and then her entire death was just
yeah, falls over.
I was like, "That's it? That's all we get?
That's
Give me
all we
more.
got.
Give me a gash. Give me some guts. Give me something." Nope, just
Yeah. The national park's chief ranger, Michael Kelly, and photographer Allison Corwin decide to follow a ranger to the well, it says primitive campsite to check on the hikers. There they discover the mangled corpses, one of which has been partially buried.
mhm.
Again, 70s horror. This part was fine.
Yep.
There was blood and everything, and that part was good. At the hospital, a doctor tells Kelly that a large bear killed the girls. The park supervisor, Charlie Kittredge, blames Kelly for the attacks as the bears were supposed to have been moved from the park by Kelly and naturalist Arthur Scott before the tour season began.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do like, was this a normal thing to move bears? I've never once heard about this.
N like I've heard of like moving cows
Yeah,
but like
well,
wild animals like that, I don't know how you
I don't think
move
so, but
them.
I was like, "Why would you move the bears?"
Yeah.
N that made no sense.
Like scare them off or
Yeah, like,
I don't
I'm like, "Did you pick them up and,
call them an Uber.
like, yeah,
Like what the
what how do you get bears to agree to go
Yeah.
to the high country?"
Yeah, you're supposed to get all the bears. You're fired.
Yeah, I was like, "What?"
I tried, none of them wanted to go.
This anyways, I that was my one thing because I was like, "Is that an actual thing, or is that just for this movie?"
I don't think so. I
I
made a
don't think it's
note
a
about
thing.
something like that. I have it down here and yeah, like I'm
Tagging the
pretty
bear, sure.
sure yes, tagging, yeah,
Tagging
tag
100%, but moving them, especially when they're awake during the summer, I'm like, "Guys, I feel like that's very dangerous. Why would you do that?"
yeah, I made a note, I think my score, I think I just put something like any bear facts I didn't take as factual.
Oh God, no.
from this movie. Kelly and Kittredge argue over closing the park before deciding to move all the hikers off the park's mountain while allowing campers to remain in the lowlands. Kelly calls Scott and informs him of the bear attack. And that's when you saw a wave of hikers just running like they were being chased by the bear off the mountain.
The best part is they just evacuated the campers from the area where the killings were.
Yeah.
Not the park. They didn't shut down the park.
No, they kept the lowlands where the campers are. The
Yeah.
hikers
They
that
just
went up a little high.
they just moved everybody down.
Yeah. Because that'll
Like
keep a
that's
bear away.
because yeah, because bears are gonna get to the edge of that particular area and be like, "Ooh, too far."
Yeah. Damn it.
Yeah.
They're too low. During a search of the mountain, a female ranger stops for a break at a waterfall. Unaware that the bear is lurking nearby, she is killed while showering in the falls. Okay. This plot is being too kind.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let me show you another clip. This is for listeners and people who watch this on YouTube of what not to do. Like she knows this is a park ranger.
She's a park ranger
She knows there's a
who
large bear that
knows
just mauled and killed two
there's a
professional
killer
pillow
bear.
tickler
Yeah.
fighters.
Pillow tickler fighters, really? Yeah, no, I was like, "Ma'am, there's a killer bear out, and it's your job to find the bear and to help keep people safe.
Yeah.
But by all means, strip down to your underwear and go for a little swim."
Yes. Let's take a look at that. I think that's bear hunting 101.
Yeah.
Don't
Don't get
down,
naked
get naked, and wander off.
by yourself. Getting out of your car, which will actually, keep you alive. Why do that? It's crazy.
Yeah. And then before she could get even more naked, that fucking bear got her.
Yep.
So I hate this bear.
Well, it was funny because the waterfall kind of um shielded her body. So you couldn't
Yes.
really see much of anything.
No.
And then all of a sudden a dark paw
Yeah.
comes out and like pulls her back. And I was like, interesting, but okay.
Yeah, I don't think that's how bears do it.
No, I don't think so.
A
I
dude
don't
in
think so.
a bear arm
I think
might
that's the
sneak
way.
up
Yeah.
behind you and grab you and pull you back into the falls. Kelly recruits the helicopter pilot Stober to assist in the search. Flying above the forest, they see Scott adorned in the animal skin while tracking the bear, telling them all the bears are accounted for and this specific bear is unknown to the forest. Scott informs them that the animal they are looking for is a prehistoric species of grizzly bear, a fictional. I'll attempt this. Okay. Plesiotosan epic Ardacus urus horribus.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you have to take my word on it.
I'm
That's
trusting you.
that stands around 15 feet. That's 4.6 meters.
Mm.
Weighs 2 to 3,000 pounds, 910 to 1,300 kilograms. Yeah, that's a big bear. Much larger than heavier than a regular one.
Mhm.
And is hyper carnivorous.
Mhm.
I believe that means it'll eat humans, I think.
It eats a lot of meat.
Yeah.
Yep. Doesn't care what
Kelly,
the meat is.
no. Kelly and Stober scoff at the notion. By this point, you can really start to see the Jaws resemblance.
Yeah.
I thought people were just bitching about it, but
No, it really is like
yeah,
Jaws on land with a
yeah,
bear.
with a bear. Yeah, exactly.
I'm
Yeah,
not
I
mad
thought
about it though, because
no,
I'm
not
like,
at all.
oh.
I thought it was gonna be a little more subtle, but no.
No, but they were straight up like, no, guys,
Yeah,
we just stole the plot. Like that's it. We stole
yeah.
it.
I think you can play these movies side by side.
Pretty much.
Yeah, because you have your gruff expert, the chief, the funny
Mhm.
specialist. Bear kills two girls in the forest. Shark kills swimmer.
The head honcho who refuses to admit that
The mayor,
who
yeah.
this is actually something that's out of their control or something that they should
Yeah.
shut down the area for. Yep.
Yeah, it's like, wow. At the busy lowland campground, the grizzly kills another woman. Kelly once again insists on closing the park, but Kittredge still refuses. Yeah, this bear doesn't give a fuck.
No, not even a little bit. But can I just note this one thing about their acting? Every argument that Kelly and Kittredge get into, Kittredge get into, um, it gets more and more melodramatic in every fight and every scene that they have.
Yeah,
Like, it starts with, like, mild disagreement, and then eventually you're at, like, Shakespearean tragedy with them,
yeah, it
and it
did.
was entertaining to watch because they were intense, and you were like, "What?"
Oh,
Dramatic
yeah, by the end,
pauses.
it was I'm surprised
Yeah,
they didn't pull guns on each other.
right?
Yeah.
Like, really intense and trying to put a lot of, like, gravitas into the scene, and I was like, "Guys, y'all are arguing about a giant bear that's going around killing peoples."
Yeah. And
Yeah.
this latest kill, there had to be dozens of people at that spot alone.
Yeah, and the bear only kills 1, and nobody thought to have a ranger there
Yeah. Or a gun.
or a gun.
I mean, it
Any
is the
if
70s.
the '70s, everybody should have had a gun at this point.
And that lady put on a nightgown. She bathed
I
herself in
know.
perfume.
She was getting ready for some romance with her
Yeah.
hubby.
And old Johnny come lately knew what was coming. Or at least he thought he did. But when the bear picked that woman up out of the tent,
Mhm.
for those listening, Smokey the Bear slices the tent open with a swipe. And then she looks like, oh my, what is that? And the claw comes in and kind of grabs her. But it was so bad looking
Yeah.
being a bear picking her, but it was so impressive on how they actually lifted her up. Like it's
Yeah.
more like a supernatural witch or
I
demon.
honestly, for that scene, it made me not angry, but confused because I was like, "I don't see the bear
No, you just see her being lifted.
lifted." So I was like, "How
The
how's that
lifting was
happening?"
impressive.
Lifting was amazing.
If it had a bear grabbing on the, like, even if it was on the top
Yeah,
of her head and just, yeah, it would have been even
something.
better. Yeah.
But there I was like, "There's no bear in that scene."
The attacks are becoming a national news story, and to counter this, Kittredge allows amateur hunters into the forest. I love these shots of these fucking yahoos flooding the forest with their guns just waving.
Oh god, there is no gun safety at all among all of these hunters. I was like, "Somebody's gonna get shot?"
Yeah, and they're hooting and hollering. And when I say hooting and a hollering, I mean literally they're hooting and a
Yeah,
hollering. It was
because you know
awesome.
that's the best way to get a bear
Yeah.
to come closer so you can kill it.
You don't sneak up on a bear. You hoot and a holler. They should have made a spin-off movie and followed these geniuses for a
Oh
movie.
god. Yeah,
And how about the news reporter? Like, they just let anyone report news in 1976.
totally. Although saying that microphone was great, but I'm gonna go back to the hunters real quick. There was that one hunter who actually encounters the bear.
Oh, yeah, he's next.
Yeah. Is he after the, reporter or
Oh, I
before?
after, because the reporter comes on, like, another time. I actually have a clip of that one too.
Oh, yeah, the reporter's fantastic. But it was funny because that hunter, he encounters the bear, right? What's the first thing that he does?
I have a note.
I have a note too. I was like, he drops/throws
Yeah,
his gun to the ground.
and
It
bolts.
looks like a throw.
Yeah,
I think it was supposed to be a drop, but it
he's
looks like
like,
a throw,
"This
and then
is
he turns
fucking
around.
useless."
He's already turned around. He drops it, slash throws it, and takes off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "This is not the smartest move you've ever made."
No.
Then he shimmies down a tree, falls into the river, it just goes, and it was like,
Falling
"Well,
into that river saved his life.
100%." I was like, "This was fantastic, though. Thank you. Thank you for shimmying down that tree like it was a fireman pole."
But yeah, I think he's a little later because I think, yeah, Kelly, Stover, and Scott are disgusted by this development, the hunters. Here we go. Later, a lone hunter is chased by the grizzly, but
Mhm.
manages to escape by jumping into a river and floating to safety. Yeah, so I have a clip. Yeah, he just chucked it.
He literally threw that gun to the ground because I'm like, that's what you want to do when you have a bear in in the vicinity.
Yeah, because
Say stop.
I made a note, like, did he know what a bear was before he came out here? Because he looked shocked. Like, he thought
Well,
he was
because
hunting a Care Bear or a
I
Teddy
think at this
Ruxpin.
point they were still telling him that like they were hunting black bears, not a big ass grizzly.
I
So he
would at
turns
least
around, there's a big ass grizzly, and apparently his first thought was, I don't need a gun anymore.
yeah, no. Yeah, like I said, well, this is just useless. Might as well throw this away.
Yep.
I would at least try to got 1 or 2 rounds off.
Yeah. It's fucking amazing.
Ah, okay. Later that night, 3 hunters find a bear cub, believing it is the cub of the killer grizzly. They use it as a bait for the mother. However, the grizzly finds and eats the cub without the hunters even noticing. Yeah, this cub actually wakes them up in the middle of the night, like
Yep.
licking one of the guys and wanting to play.
So that was my other concern. Why are they all sleeping at the same time in the woods with a killer
With a killer
grizzly?
bear. Yeah. Well, when the camera panned over and it's just the 3 of them sleeping,
Yeah.
I'm like, well, this is not going to end well.
I was like, they're all gonna get eaten. It's gonna be fine.
I don't even know if I could go to sleep.
I'm like, why is there no one on watch
Yeah. Or
while you
sleeping in a
sleep
tree.
in the woods?
Yeah. Yeah, I usually take
What?
shifts.
Yes. Because this is what you do when there's a killer, whether it's an animal or a person. When there is a killer on the loose and you're aware of this, you
Yeah.
don't just sleep out in the open without having anyone watching.
Yeah.
I was like, y'all are, if you die, you deserve to die. All of you.
But they don't. They
They
tie
don't.
the cub up and it gets eaten.
Mm,
And it just wanted to play. Like that's thanks for you.
yeah. It just wanted a little snuggle.
And I get again, I don't think cubs come up to you in the middle of the night wanting to play in the
No.
woods. I don't think
Nope.
this movie is very factual, indeed.
I'm gonna go with my gut and say no. Yeah.
Scott, bear expert, concludes that the grizzly is a male, as
Mm,
only male bears are cannibalistic. Again, I don't know. I don't think that's true.
I
I've
don't know if
heard,
it's true either.
I don't know, because I think mothers will do it too, or maybe they don't. I don't know. I'm not a bear expert either. Kelly assigns fellow ranger Tom at a fire lookout tower on the mountain. I
Mm,
Now he's bummed out that the bear had killed his penthouse pet, and he wants a
yes.
crack at the killing the bear himself, and rightfully so. She
Yes.
was a penthouse pet, and he thinks he's being sidelined. But don't you worry about that. Don't you worry about Tom, dear listener.
That's right. Tom sees some like intense action.
Yeah, because however, the grizzly tears down the tower and kills Tom the next day. That's we kind of built that up for not much. I love the scene. It was so bad.
Oh, it was terrible, but I
Yeah,
loved it too.
yeah. Why didn't they? And this might be why I'm not a director because okay, Tom is sent to the tower. He's got his binoculars looking for the
Yep.
bear. The bear walks right up to this tower unseen,
Correct.
and they did a bunch of POV shots through the binoculars.
Hmm.
I would have did that shot passing the bear, and then suddenly stop, pause, and then go back to an even closer shot of the bear.
So you want to turn it into a Looney Tunes
Yeah,
cartoon?
yeah. Oh, could have made it 100 times worse. Um, the director decided less is well, not more in this case. Less is better. The less we see of the guy in the bear suit, the
Mhm.
better.
Yes. Also, I just wanted to point this out. So at this point, we're about 56 minutes in to the movie, right? And Tom is the first man to die
Yes,
from this bear,
yeah,
but it's not even a direct kill.
yeah. He didn't actually kill Tom. His
The
action
bear
killed it.
just tore down the tower
Yeah,
and Tom's head landed on a rock from like 100 feet up. Whatevs. But I was like, it's just been women who have been killed so far.
I was wondering if it was just going to be women that got killed by this
Well, I
bear.
was like, I see a trend. And then when Tom died, I was like, oh, well, Tom died. He's a man. And then I was like, wait, but the bear didn't actually directly kill Tom.
No,
He
N-
just made it so Tom could die. I was like, huh, that's interesting.
Didn't even eat him.
Yeah, nope, didn't even eat him.
Nope.
And I think the first man who's actually killed, I don't want to ruin this for people, but it happens way later, and I'm like,
Yeah.
killing women, like, is that? I was having feminist issues with this
Is
movie.
that bear is definitely misogynistic.
100%.
So misogynistic.
Probably an incel. Bastard's probably an incel, listening to those red pill podcasts, like, he's all fresh and fit and shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't think Tom even got a shot off.
No, he got a
Did
couple
he?
shots, but literally he shot, like, twice, and then he had to reload.
Oh, yeah, right, and then he
So this
dropped
is
the
where he did his extra, "Oh,"
yeah,
yeah, where he was all unstable, so he had to reload, and then the bear shook the tower more, and the gun fell,
yes,
and then the tower fell,
and
and then
Tom
Tom died.
died. Yeah.
R.I.P. Tom.
Kelly and Kittredge get into a heated argument over Kittredge's political ego.
Mhm.
And this is where I did make another note. Like, it's so reminiscent of Chief Brody and the
Yeah,
Jaws mayor.
100%.
But these guys arguing is way more dramatic than the Jaws one.
I made a note saying it was melodramatic. Like, we're
Yeah.
getting into, like, intense, like, primetime soap opera kinda vibes, and I was like,
Yeah, it goes with the music.
yeah, it's I was so confused because I'm like, I understand anger, but this is like a deep rooted like hatred. And
Yeah.
I'm like, guys, you're too intense for this.
Yeah. Maybe they should have put in like a little backstory there. Like they have a
Yeah, like give
past or
me some
something.
information. Why do they hate each other so much? Because they obviously do.
Now, the movie thus far has been fine.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, horrible,
Oh, terrible.
but
Terrible.
great.
Relatively entertaining.
And this is when the movie kicks it into overdrive and gets so much better.
Yes.
So now, on the outskirts of the national park, a mother and her young child are attacked by a grizzly. Now,
Hmm.
I give the movie extra points for this because I remember the clip of the kid and the bunny from the trailer we watched,
Yeah.
but I'm sitting there watching going, no way is this kid getting attacked. Maybe the bunny, but I was pleasantly surprised.
Hmm.
If everyone's listening to this and hasn't seen it yet, a little boy playing in the yard with his bunny. That's right. Like if you're listening and you're asking me, but Jimmy, you're not saying a bear mauls a little kid and they show it, are you? That's exactly what I'm saying. Here is a clip.
So good. So
Um,
good.
yeah, we cut the clip short just because basically what happens, the bear bitch slaps that kid so hard that kid's
Mm,
arm and leg go flying off in opposite direction.
yep.
Oh, then he tears the mother apart,
100%.
who tried to fight off the bear with a broom.
Because that's what you do.
Typical 70s
Not grab
dog.
your kid and run.
No, why would
No,
you do that? Well,
grab your
part of the
broom.
kid. But
The
she didn't even hesitate. Well, she screamed.
Yeah, first she screamed inside, right? And then
Acceptable,
she came outside.
justifiable. Yeah.
Yeah, and then she brought her broom and
Yeah.
she hit the bear, quite a few times.
Yes.
Um, and the bear decided, "Hey, lady, stop hitting me."
Yeah, that'll be
So
enough of that, ma'am.
he dismembered the kid and grabbed at the mom
Yes.
and I think crushed her a little bit
Yes.
before he started tearing her up. I
But
did appreciate the crushing.
yeah, the
Yeah.
crunchy sound, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, "Hey, nice."
And again, she's a better man than me. Because I know I've said this before, not 2 podcasts ago with coincidentally Jaws too, but I'd be like, "Fuck that kid." Even if the kid was mine, even if it was my favorite, I'd be like, "He's not my favorite anymore."
Father of the year.
Yeah, my favorite wouldn't pick a fight with a 15-foot grizzly and bring
True
it to my front
story.
doorstep.
Your favorite would run. That's what your favorite would do.
My favorite would leave me behind.
That's right. Find safety for themselves, and
What
that's it.
a great scene. Like, it was amazing. I thought I literally said, "No, you're not gonna kill a kid or attack the kid."
I was surprised that the kid was still alive.
Yeah.
I was like, "Well, shit. I thought they
Well,
both died."
they did put a thing well, part of him is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's
I was
missing a
like,
couple
"Nice.
limbs.
Nice."
Yeah. The mother is killed while the child survives, albeit severely mutilated.
Mhm.
Stunned by this development, Kittredge finally allows Kelly to close down the park and ban all hunters.
Yeah, it just took this. Yeah.
Stober and Kelly now go after the elusive grizzly alone, setting up a trap by hanging a deer carcass from a tree.
Mm.
Not for naught, that did not look like a fake deer.
No. It
Seeing
looked
all their
real.
other effects in this movie, that was the best effects. So that makes me conclude that's a real deer.
I think it was a real deer because I was literally through this entire thing, they have not been able to get realistic blood,
Nope.
realistic cuts on
No.
people, realistic slashes on people, realistic anything. There has
Nope.
been nothing realistic about any of the physical ailments or deaths.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Not even close-ups of the
But
bear.
this deer,
Yeah, deer was
I was like,
spot
"That's a
on.
real deer."
So they killed that deer.
They straight up killed that deer.
Yeah. And then before this happens, they're loading up the helicopter and it's nothing but guns and ammo. And
Mhm.
then load the bazooka. I got so excited. And we'll leave that to the end.
Yes.
And we also learned Stober was a Nam and killed tons of people. But now he wouldn't hurt a fly. So he had to put that out there.
Yes, yes. I love the use of slurs through that entire thing,
Oh, the
and the
70s.
justification of using it, and I was like, "Oh,
And the
70s."
justification.
But it was funny because he was like yeah, well, yeah, because he's like, "But we used that word because then it made them like they weren't real people."
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Until they but he did
"You had to
say
use a slur to do that?" Mhm.
until that didn't even work.
Yeah.
But yeah, that I love, yeah. But they at least they were aware of their race.
Well, were they though?
Not
Were
really.
they?
No.
No. No. They were not aware of that. They were just aware of the fact they were using a slur.
Yeah.
Not really bothered by it.
Oh no. Oh no, I
No.
didn't mean that. They weren't bothered by that at all. No. It was a
No.
different time. It was 1970s.
Yeah. Well, yeah, in 1976, there were a lot of things people were saying that they really should
Oh my
never have
God.
said, but
People that are could you imagine people that are very sensitive and very
oh,
and you just shove them back into the 70s or 60s or oh my God,
yo,
their heads would probably
oh,
I think
take
our
them back
heads
to the
would probably
50s.
explode.
No, well, no, because there would be a lot of, wow, you really,
Yeah, I'd be like,
y'all are going to town on this.
he said what? She said what? Oh my God.
Like, I'm not overly sensitive, but I recognize,
I'm
like,
aware.
I'm aware.
Aware of what's going on around me, yeah.
The point is, when he was saying it, like, it was just like, yeah, and he was they peppered it in there a lot, and I was
Oh,
like,
yeah,
"Wow, you guys are really driving home this point."
and to be fair, for a 1976 movie that did go that there wasn't a whole lot more other than that.
It was super tame.
Yeah, like,
Also, they didn't really have any, visible minorities in it,
no, and maybe
so there
that's
was
why they
less
didn't use any.
opportunity.
Yeah,
There was less opportunity to use slurs
there
or
was
to
no
say
opportunity.
stereotypical things.
Yeah,
They
because if
just
they were
kept
in
it
there,
white.
they probably would've.
Yeah, totally, 100%. Yep.
Okay, so they're hanging the deer carcass on the tree. I got excited about the, um, bazooka. The
I know.
scheme fails, hanging the deer up as the grizzly takes the bait without getting caught. The next day, Scott, the bear expert, tracking on horseback, finds the remains of the deer carcass and calls Stober and Kelly on the radio. He plans to drag the deer carcass behind his horse and create a trap by leading the grizzly towards them. However, the grizzly ambushes Scott, killing his horse and knocking Scott unconscious. The bear doesn't just kill the horse. The bear bitch slaps that horse head clean off its body with Tom riding it.
I felt sad for the horse.
Yeah, I felt a little sad for the horse, but I love this scene. That horse staggered. They didn't
Yep.
shoot the horse's head perfect.
Yeah.
And Tom is like, the fuck am I supposed to do now?
Still trying to ride that horse. God
Still
bless.
still trying to ride that horse. The horse is just kind of shimmying left and right. Oh. Now, and they didn't show like the neck of the horse, no blood coming out, just Tom's
Yeah.
reaction. The horse does kind of do his stepping thing. And then, like, I will say, when the bear slaps the horse head clean off, bear slaps Tom sitting on the horse, unconscious with some red paint on his face. Little
Oh, but that happens
inconsistent.
after he falls off the horse. Like, he falls off the horse, I think, at that point. So he scrambles to get up and to get a gun or something. And
Oh,
then he
yes,
gets
right. And
bitch
then he
slapped
gets
with some
bitch
red
slapped.
paint.
And and he just
You
falls
don't
to
know
the
where
ground
the
with red
paint
paint.
came from.
No.
There are no wounds,
I'm just saying the inconsistency of horse slap.
right?
Horse's head just goes flying off, which has a much stronger neck than we have.
Yes, and then Tom is just like, "Ooh, red paint."
Yeah. Yeah, he just gets some red paint on him.
And then he gets buried.
He awakens a short time later to find himself half buried in the ground. Just as he finishes digging himself out, the grizzly returns and kills him. I honestly thought Tom was going to make it.
I really hoped.
I did too.
I really, really hoped. Like, part of me was like, "Dude, you can do it. You can
Yeah, it's because you're
no."
seeing him wake up in the grave and get out, and
Yeah,
I was
but then
almost positive.
I will say, I was like, "Oh, he gets to live? Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice." And that was my thought, and then as soon as he got up and you hear the, like, bear
Heavy
from behind him,
breathing.
I was like, "Aw."
Yeah, poor
And
Tom.
then I was like, "Wait, did the bear do that on purpose?
Yeah, it was all haha, I
Did
got
he
you.
wait, like, out of sight
Where do you
and
think
be like"
you're going?
Yeah. I was like, "God, this bear's a dick."
Yeah, and I'm like, That's just cruel." It was a great shot. There was no
Mhm.
gore. You didn't even see him get killed, which is fine. There are
Nope.
some movies where we talked about the kills being off screen, and you're like, "What a waste." Low
Yeah.
budget movie like this, bad effects, and that look like he gave the camera. And he was a good actor. This was one of the
Very
main
good, yep.
very good, and just the look on his face said, "I'm fucked."
Yes.
And you felt it. You're like, "Yeah, buddy, you're fucked."
Yeah.
And you
There
never
was,
see
like,
him
that
again.
moment of hope where you were like, "He's gonna live." And then
Yeah.
he turns his face around and you see that look on his face and you're like, "Oh, you're gonna die."
Yeah, he knows it. You
Yeah.
know it. Everybody knows it.
Everybody knows it.
Kelly and Stober discover Scott's mutilated body and, in despair, return to the helicopter to track the grizzly from the air. They soon spot the grizzly in the clearing. Again, I remembered almost nothing of this movie. So
Mhm.
I do have another clip that got me so excited.
I see him. I see him. He's on another left run. Just take one rocket. We'll get that damn launcher blasted. Set it down.
When he said one rocket from that launcher, I was like, "Oh my God, he's gonna shoot the bear from the helicopter with the bazooka." And
That
then he's
would
like,
be
"No,
funny.
land it." I'm like, "Ah, damn it."
They should have just shot the bear from the but then we wouldn't have had
Yeah, yeah. But I was
yeah.
just I was so disappointed. And it just confirmed my suspicions. I'm like, that bazooka was just a fucking prop piece. I was almost half expecting when they were flying low in the trees to have that bear was gonna
Yeah.
somehow jump out at them from what was going on. And I like that would have
Yeah.
just been perfect. And if you haven't seen this movie, it is a very small helicopter.
Yeah, it's only like a two-personer.
Yeah, like at the beginning, I thought it was a remote control. I didn't think it was a real helicopter. The Grizzly attacks the helicopter, swiping at the craft and causing Stober to be thrown clear.
Mhm.
Okay, so the helicopter lands, and there's the bear looking
Yes.
extra big and swats the helicopter, and that thing spins like what's that game where those little things go roll? Beyblade? Like they're little
Maybe.
tops. Um, I looked this plot over, and they don't do this scene justice. Like the helicopter's literally spinning, and Stober is trying to hold on. Remember those roundabouts when you were a kid
Yes.
in the thing, and you're trying to hold on and not
Yep.
fly off it? That's what he was doing. Stober goes flying. Does he fire on the bear?
Eventually.
Yes, but he already said before this that he wanted to kill this bear
Yeah.
and not be at one with whatever. Bear still charges him. He's out of bullets and decides to use the rifle like a bat.
When I saw him turn that rifle around, I was like, "Oh, buddy.
Yeah, that's not going to end well.
Why would you do that?"
Kelly's still in the copter getting over his dizziness. Bear, well, he bear hugs him.
Yeah.
Stober. Yeah. Kelly finally out, shoots the bear like 30 times, doesn't even phase him.
Nope.
Stober pukes red paint everywhere. He's
Yep.
dead. Kelly out of bullets. Now, for listeners who have never seen this movie, what is the one weapon you would go back and get? And if you're asking Jimmy, you're not saying the bazooka. That's exactly what I'm saying. Play the clip.
Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't just shoot the bear with the bazooka. He disintegrates the bear with the bazooka.
That's right. Because after the bear has been shot with the rocket launcher, they pull out and they start doing a really wide shot from like up top. Somebody paid a lot of money to rent that crane. And there's no sign of the bear.
None. Just a
None.
crater.
Crater that's got some smoke billowing out of it. That's it.
He didn't even
That's
shoot
all.
the bear downward. He shot
Nope.
them, but there's a crater there.
There's a crater. Yep.
And it was awesome. See, I would have ruined this movie if not the last time, but with my one-liners, I would have had Kelly aim the bazooka and say, "See you in hell, Yogi," and then fucking blast. And I'm not showing the full clips. Just if people watch this, really should watch the movie.
Yes.
It is spectacular in all its shittiness. The Grizzly kills Stober before turning on Kelly, who frantically pulls a bazooka from the helicopter. Before the Grizzly can reach him, Kelly fires at the Grizzly, killing him in a large explosion. For several seconds, Kelly sadly stares at the burning remains of the Grizzly before walking towards Stober's mutilated body. Burning remains. It was a giant crater just burning. There was no remains at all, like you said.
Nope.
I don't think that's a scientific way a bear would die once being shot with a bazooka.
No. No.
I'll take it.
Splatter.
I'll
There
take
would be
what.
splatter.
Yeah. I'll take what they gave me, but it would have been better with some splatter.
Yeah.
But the fact that this movie ended with the main character and the bear squaring off and he had a bazooka was just
Yes.
fantastic.
It really was.
So that is the movie. Your score.
My score, my friend, was 1.5.
1.5.
Yeah. Because it is really close to so bad it's good, but also appallingly horrible. Like it rides the line right between the two of them. And I like as soon as I turned it off, as soon as the movie was done, I was like, I'm gonna watch that again.
Yeah.
Like it was a fun movie with so much ridiculous and so much terrible and just so much, oh my God, I can't believe they're doing this.
Yeah.
But it was bordering on I never want to see this again. Like, I think if there had been maybe one or two different choices, it could have gone the other way easily, where I'm like, this is terrible. But it was entertaining enough.
Okay, I wrote mine down. Of course.
Of course.
Okay. The acting, the three main actors, Kelly, Stover, and Scott, were great. You'll remember them once you see them. They've been in, oh my God, tons of stuff. Like some of them have like 190 some odd things. The photographer, Allison, great. Kittredge, fine acting. Tom, meh. Gail, the penthouse pet, yeah, okay. After that, horrible.
Yeah.
Story was familiar, and by familiar, like really familiar.
Really familiar.
Dialogue wasn't bad either. I'm sure none of the bare facts were factual, like I said, but whatever, didn't care. The cinematography was amazing.
Yeah.
Like helicopter shots were great. The film score, the music, totally out of place and at times seemed inappropriate, but it also seemed to work. Like it took me out of today and put me in a 70s mindset. Like the music actually hypnotized me from thinking about things like cell phones and internet. It was a constant reminder that I was in the 70s. The death scenes, effects, and gore, horrendous. The context of those scenes, stupendous. They had great ideas and no way to execute them. They were limited to the 70s. I don't know if it was lack of money or lack of knowledge. Like they couldn't even afford real looking blood, or no one
Yeah.
gave them the recipe. I don't know. The two pillow fighting girls' death scene today would have been Grizzly, and you could see that's what they wanted. That's not how it turned out. The hunter being chased, the horny lady ripped out of the tent. Grizzly can't get the ranger to the lookout, no problem. Barely an inconvenience, rips the whole thing down. The kid and the bunny, oh my God, the kid and the bunny. No one would have the balls to do that today. Horse getting its head lopped off. Hello, PETA. Main character gets attacked, buried, climbs out of the shallow grave, and we think he's going to make it. It was a fake out. He gets killed anyways. Helicopter attacks head on with a bear, and it all ends with the man and his bazooka squaring off with a grizzly. All disastrously hilarious in their own way, but the effort was there. Grizzly had big ideas and complex death scenes and fails miserably.
Yep.
But each horrifyingly horrible scene was more complex and up the ante each time, making it wonderful. Every time the bear had to be up close and hands-on with the killing, it was a dude wearing a suit or the arm of the suit. It showed, but you couldn't not show it. How many off-camera deaths can you have? That would just be boring. These horrible effect scenes made the movie a little more fun. They were right not to show a lot. It worked in their favor. I wasn't scared watching this movie at all, but I was wrought with anticipation, waiting for the next bad FX kill. The movie felt like when you were a kid watching TV and saw a preview for the late night Friday or Saturday night horror movie of the week, USA Network, TBS, or local TV station, and you would stay up late that night and try to catch it, because that's what I think I did. This movie brought those type of memories back. It was also just fun to watch. So good acting mixed with bad acting. It looked great, sounded bizarre, and the effects were horrible, but they had big ideas. I give this movie a 1. This movie was so bad, it's good.
Yep. I understand that.
I don't think I'll be watching it anytime soon, but like you said, after watching it, I was kind of like, yeah, I could watch this again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was an immediate, like, I could watch this again. Not,
Yeah.
I need to bury this movie and not watch it ever again.
Yeah, no, yeah, this was not Steel
It could
Dawn.
have easily ended up there,
Yeah,
but there was enough entertainment with what they did wrong in this movie that you're like, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I see what you did. We can watch this again.
yeah, and for that reason, because it is that bad, but
Yeah.
they're trying, and there's really good in it.
There is some good.
Yeah,
Like, I
acting
think
and
they
cinematography
started
and
out wanting to do a really great horror movie,
yeah,
and then in the initial, they're like, "Oh, this makeup artist is not the greatest. So we just won't show wounds anymore."
yeah,
Okay, great. Like, I think there was a lot of, like, working as they go and revising as they go,
yeah.
which just makes it better.
I'm sure there was a lot of more paint,
Yeah.
being screamed on.
This looks like blood, right?
Yeah.
No? Just say yes.
So why do you yeah. Why do you think you liked it then, back in the day? And neither one of us watched this in the 70s.
No, no, this would have been watched for me in the probably early 90s.
Yeah, I was gonna
I
say
was
late 80s.
yeah, I was in a horror phase. Everything that would have scared I would have laughed at this. I
Yeah.
would have laughed at this and I would have liked it because it was kinda cheesy, but I appreciate the effort.
Yeah,
I think that's why I would have liked it. I would have been like, "They tried. They
yeah.
tried."
And I liked it back then, I think for the same reason I paid $25 to watch Cocaine Bear. Bear running around the forest mutilating people is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
It's nice to see, I haven't matured that much when it comes to picking out movies. Okay, let's go to rent it, stream it, buy it, or skip it. If you liked it then,
If you liked it then, and you really I'd say stream it. Okay. If you liked it then, to stream it. If you still like it, buy it.
yes. Yes. I kinda I would say the same thing. If you like, I wouldn't rent it.
No.
I agree, and I would stream it. Fortunately, it is on multiple streaming platforms.
Yes.
But if you remember really liking it or you watch it and you still like it like we did, and I saw it on sale with extras and stuff like that, I might pick this up if it's a decent price, like on a Blu-ray or something. Although I watched it on did I watch it on Amazon or Tubi? One of them looked better than the other. Like whatever, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
yeah, if you've never seen it, I personally say if you're a fan of bad horror movies, like cheesy horror movies from the 70s and 80s, stream it. You'll find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't buy it, don't rent it, stream it. If
No.
you're not a bad horror fan or horror fan at all, whatever, I would say steer clear.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's why it's if you liked it then, stream it now because not everybody is a fan of the bad horror movie. And that's okay. You don't have to be. But if you liked it then and you watch it now, because I find it goes either way, where if you like bad horror movies when you were younger, when you get older, it's either you still love them or you can't stand them.
Yeah,
So definitely stream this movie if you liked it back then, or
yeah,
if you've never seen it, stream it. And if it hits your heart like it hit ours,
yeah.
feel free to buy it, my friends.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. We knew it was gonna be
Yeah.
bad.
Oh yeah, no, we knew it was gonna be terrible, but it was very watchable. And I
Yeah.
laughed at parts I wasn't supposed to laugh at, but I laughed. And I kind of rolled my eyes and I was like, God, that's so 70s, or
Yeah.
God, I can't believe they did that. Oh, what's wrong with her? Why does the photographer want to go into the woods at night? Why are they looking for the bear at night? What? Like, there's a lot of just like eye rolling and kind of laughing. And
I had headphones up in the kitchen and watching it, and some of the kids were in the living room. And when that bear swallowed that kid and those limbs went flying, I was like, "Oh shit!" Yeah. So, well, anyways, thanks for watching, Grizzly.
Congratulations. You just had one of your childhood movie memories vindicated. Or they just eviscerated it. I don't know. This is a generic one-size-fits-all type of ending to the podcast. So thank you for listening, and please join Anna and Jimmy next time for another episode of the I Remember Liking That Movie podcast. If you dare to go back and watch that movie you remember liking,